Through that. All right, I got the cartridge in here. Let's see if the cartridge runs. I cleaned it 4 years ago. Boom! Boom! Oh, this music. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, my shades. They're in the car. I don't know. Like, I don't know if maybe I can beat this in 2 hours. Maybe. I played this. Like, this is a game that, like, you know, I had a couple friends in Hio's neck of the woods growing up, and I played this a lot. I don't think I've ever landed. I don't think I've ever landed it. I definitely never refueled. I never refueled once. I tried so many times to refuel, never refueled. So, our short goal. Well, give me some blind attempts, Slipsider. But my short goal is to land and refuel. If we can land and refuel, maybe we'll try to beat it, but no promises. We'll just see what happens. Estado de sitio. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, the landing, it's hard to tell because the landing, you can tell that the landing is messing with you. Like, it tells you what it gives you, like, a suggestion of what you want. Hold on, I'm just gonna reset for a second so we can hear that music again. It tells you what they want as like a suggested speed, a suggested altitude, but then it also says, it tries to tell you what to do on the screen, like up, down, left, right. And so no, you don't need to tell me, but my thought is that those instructions are kind of BS, but we'll see. It definitely, there's conflicting information on the screen. It's very confusing. And if I know when I was growing up, I was just trying to, like, it's like, oh, up, speed up, okay. Oh, turn left, okay. Oh, down, okay. Like, you know, not really understanding what they were talking about. So we're gonna try it with a new mindset and see what we can come up with. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, baby. Mission 1, training for the next mission. Okay. From my memory, it doesn't matter which missile you use. They all do like, it's all one hit. Should just take the one that's the most. I do remember in NES Mania, I was like, oh, Timar's gonna have a hard time here, and he refueled the very first try. And that really frustrated me. Like, we don't even know who these guys are. We're just gonna shoot them down. I don't think we're gonna see this in the movie like this. Too easy. He may have cheesed it a little bit. Like, I know you can kind of avoid some encounters by, you know, staying where you're looking on the screen, but I think it was pretty legit. I don't know if you know, If you know Death Devil, he's a Russian speedrunner. One of the games that he showed off his insane skills was from Top Gun 2 because it was so hard. And Death Devil's like, I will try. And then like the next day he's like, I beat game 2 hours. And after that he was speedrunning it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. Like, I'm sure if I had like a save state, you know, I just tried it a few times, I would. So, speed down. Speeding down. So it says altitude 200, speed 288. So speeding down. Okay, so my altitude isn't quite high enough. And my speed's a little low. Come on. Oh, first try. Toss. First time in my life, I did it. Woo!
We did it.
It was hard. It was hard, but I did get it. Well, Top Gun 2, like the hard part looks like the lightning section or whatever, and oh man, the freaking refuel. All right. Should be the same. It should be the same idea. I didn't use any of my missiles last time. Maybe I should. Ooh, out! Don't hit me. Can't shoot me if they can't. If I can't see him. What's up way out west? I landed it. First time in my life. First try. I landed it. I landed my first landing. I tried many times. Should have seen that one coming, Dan. This game doesn't even have music. I could probably just play the 8-bit version of it on a loop if you want. So I'm not sure. out. I have one radar, guys. One radar. Don't worry. It almost feels like I'm despawning those guys. It's so easy. I should shoot at least like one missile at some point. Alright. There you go. The missiles are so slow, I didn't even catch up to him. Alright, press start. Hey. Get out of my way. Fuel empty. Alright, here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, God. Control. Oh, jeez. Speed up. Okay. Up.
Whoa! Whoa!
Down.
Whoa!
I can't even tell what I'm supposed to be doing. Should we be speeding up into it? Oh, that's what it is. That's why it never worked before. I never tried. Look, I got the sword of omens. What's up, Kusuro? I don't think I ever probably sped up when I was a kid. Like, I always just was like trying to line it up, maybe. Like, now I kind of get it. Give me sight. Beyond sight. Alright, we just need to land a few more times. Ah, come on, I'm shooting right at it! It was going so well. You can't tell me I wasn't shooting at that. So Dan, I gotta ask. It's September. Heard stories of a stream in September stream? Maybe? The days are ticking. You should just say, go ahead and say it's on September 18th, right? Friday, September 18th. First target. I don't even remember this. My first thought, Dan, was what? Please tell me. Alright, so these are like bosses or something, I guess. I've never gotten this far, so. This is so boring. Anyway, so yeah, this is like Flight Simulator when I was trying to fly to New Zealand. What the heck? Is this why I should have used better missiles or something? Maybe I should have been shooting the whole time. Oh, he's got a health bar. Oh, I'm dead. Ooh! I didn't even notice the health bar. Dang. Well, we'll continue. We'll get it. We'll get it. I mean, now we know. All right, let's see here. 8-bit danger zone. Game, quiet. We got music. So yeah, by the way, charity stream on Friday. All right, charity stream on Friday. Friday morning. Be cool if you guys could hang out. 9 a.m. Eastern. Got some plans. It's gonna be a silly time. You're gonna be there? Nice. We won't be doing the Mr. Pibb. I'm hoping what I have in mind is better. You know, more compelling. But one thing's for sure, I need a haircut. I need a haircut. Like I could put, like I'm putting my hair behind my ears, but it's not my hair from like up here. It's like my hair like here, like on the side of my head. Like I'm like, it's so long. Like if I pull it straight down, I look like I'm Orthodox. Like, you know, like they have like the long hair right there. Like I've got that going on pretty hardcore. Yeah, same, Mr. Leo, same. I have both carts. We might be able to beat this. We might. If someone can do a exclamation search Top Gun in chat, I'm curious. Oh man, I bet the Game Boy is something else. 5 hours? Alright, maybe we won't beat it. 5 hours. I can't really argue with that review. I mean, search for 506, Mr. Leo, because it's not going to come up that way. All right, here we go. I think it took him much longer. Like, he had a really hard time with that one. Yeah, 13 hours. Two for two. Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, like, you know, TMR never played it before, so he had to learn how to, like what any of this stuff meant. Yeah, definitely as a kid, that was the problem, is I was trying to just do what it said and would just be like, speed up, speed down, up, left, up, down. And you're trying to do that, you just feel like you're playing a puzzle game or something. Is it a tiger one? Is there a point-and-click adventure Top Gun game? Well, I think following helps a little bit, because it was helping me stay, like, you know, in line, like left and right. It was really hard to look at the altitude and the speed and the like all that at once, so it was kind of helpful a little bit. Oh yeah, those like the Konami ones. Was it one of the weird shaped ones? Like those ones that kind of look like a calculator shape? Uh-oh. Woo! Yeah, if you guys didn't see the Big 20, Apollo and I did a pre-show. We were talking about it, and they're like, yeah, no, we should really have one. And he was like, I'm just going to ask Bad Bricks. It was like 12 hours before the event started. He's like, I'm just going to ask him. And he was like, okay. So we were like, oh, crap. Well, so it was 12 hours before the event started, and, you know, we hadn't slept yet. So it was like, well, what are we going to do? I think it went off okay, given that how little time we had. I went back and listened to it. I definitely, like, you know, I could have had better remarks overall, but if they give us a second chance, I think we can. I think we've proven ourselves. We can do this. We can do it. Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I noticed that I found myself saying saying, "Oh, this game's scary," like way too many times. Like, and really, that's not really what I meant. But yeah, no, and you know, all the like hardcore people, they already watched the stream, right? So like they already kind of knew. But I really think it was good because like when you actually watch oh man, that's so easy, and you just got to speed up. That's it. When you watch the main stream, they really don't talk about the goals that much. Like they don't talk. They like the commentary that they give is not very casual friendly, in my opinion. It's just kind of like he's on this like they touch on stuff kind of like high level like a little bit, but it's more just kind of, you know, just seeing what people are doing, mention a couple things here and there, but it's not very in depth to, you know, someone who doesn't really watch speedrunning or something. I feel like they would be like completely lost about what was going on, because it would just be like, wow, this guy's playing this game, okay, now he switched games already again for some reason. They said he's done, so I guess he's done. Because like I mean, at least from my memory, I don't even think that like when they played Zelda, when they did Zelda, I don't even know if they talked about bombs or any, like, you know, I don't think they talked about any of that stuff. They didn't really talk about what they were doing, or I mean, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, and maybe they did. But yeah, I don't think so, Mr. Leo. I mean, there was, you know, 5,000 people watching. And even if you're into Big 20, like, you may not, if you don't know the games, you're just like, okay, he's playing this game. Like, what even is this game? Like, what do they do? Oh my God, why is it so hard? Yo, what's up, Skittle Brown? Yo, what's up, Duckfin? Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they had 6 streams up. It did make it hard to follow, but I'm really glad they did, because you saw a lot more. Like, if there was only 2 streams up, like the top 2 instead of the top 3, you just would have been watching Yogi and then someone else who was like 5 minutes behind him the whole time, and that wouldn't have been near. Like, that's always been my argument for having more of the top people up there, is that usually like the second and third, or third and fourth races are way more interesting than the first, second race. Oh, Canadian Phone did talk about it. It sucked, man. I'm watching the Big 20. I think I missed that. I think I missed Zelda, because like I was watching it. I got about an hour and a half into it, and all of a sudden all my streams start dying, and like the chat's still working, but my streams are dying and I can't get them to work. And so like my internet was just like kind of dying, but everything was still connected, so I couldn't figure out why. So I was like rebooting my stuff. So eventually, dang it! And so eventually I went to, I switched over to mobile and made a hotspot. But so I could only watch like 1 or 2 streams at that point. And then I was pretty sure that there was like 15, 20 minutes where I could only watch the main stream, and I just had it on my phone and I couldn't track everybody like I wanted to. And then, so this is probably like probably close to the 2-hour mark, I would guess. And then I was pretty sure my internet was back up. And so I was like, all right, I want to go back to my computer where I have all my setup and everything, and so I can watch all the streams again. I was like, when am I going to get up to go? Because I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening. And I have TMR stream up. And TMR gets his second E-Tank. And I'm like, all right, perfect time for me to go upstairs. You know, if the internet's not working, if I miss a couple minutes, I'll be fine. TMR's in a boring part of Metroid where it's kind of automatic, no big deal. So I got nothing to, I'm not going to miss very much. And in that 2 minutes it took for me to walk upstairs, TMR had soft locked Metroid and reset out of frustration and not realizing he could up A. And I was just like, hey, what the hell happened? Like, what happened? And he was like, I soft lock in a wrap. And I was like, why didn't you up A? And he's like, where were you, man? I didn't know I could do that. And I was like, where was I? I was just moving between computers. It was just like that, like 1 minute window that could have happened. I mean, he may have reset before he even read chat anyway, but if I was watching, like maybe I would have in time recognized him. It's like, dude, just up A. Because he reset, he lost like 8 minutes when he did that. And he would have lost like nothing if he had up A'd. It would have been like a 30-second loss or something. And so it sucked. It was too bad too. So that was a bummer, man. That was a bummer. Because I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty sure that he probably soft locked on the wrap that he was starting. Like he was in the doorway when I quit the computer to go to the other computer. He was in the doorway starting a wrap, and it was probably that wrap. Like if I would have waited 1 minute, it's like, geez, man. Yeah, Skittlebrah, if you go to Speedruns Live, you're gonna have a hard time finding it. Hold on, I'll link it. So they run it through Speedruns Live, which hosts races and stuff, and so it just gets tracked by their bot there. Yeah, it sucked too. Yeah, TMR was doing very well. He was on PB pace, and his Metroid was going fine, and he still did well after that too. But I mean, it's just like that one thing. It's just like it just ruins it, you know. It's a bad taste in your mouth, I'm sure. Yeah, well, that was the other thing too, because I was like, why don't you just enter your password or something? And I didn't realize how much time he had lost. He probably still could have saved time if I just gave him the password that he had at that point. Because I think I don't know if you'd up, I'm not positive if you up A yet in the game. So he may not have seen the password yet. So there may not have been a password to use. But like even just, if he had up A'd before then, just give him the password, he probably could have saved time. So it kind of sucked. But so let's see if, so Shanaberry Blast has still not forfeited yet. She was taking a break. She's on the last level. So she's the last participant right now. The last level, I mean, you guys watched me play Ninja Gaiden. The last level Ninja Gaiden is as bad as the rest of the game combined. So yeah, she might have fallen asleep. It's going to be a bummer if she has to forfeit, but I mean, she freaking made it to the last thing in Ninja Gaiden. I don't think anyone's going to feel bad. You know, it's like you did really well. Yeah, Duckfin. Yeah, it's hard to track Metroid because everybody kind of had a different route, and Yogi's route was a route that nobody else was doing, so it was especially difficult to follow. And like, if you just watch one person, you can kind of follow. But when you're looking at different people and kind of going back and forth, it makes it impossible. And that's my only complaint when I watched the Big 20. I had all these streams up, and I couldn't really like absorb how people were doing, like with respect to how they normally do. I couldn't really absorb like, oh, they did a little better here, they did a little worse here, because your eyes are darting around the whole time. All you can really say is, oh, he switched games first. GG, you know, it was hard to track. Yeah, Metroid got a few people, Mr. Leo. And man, Lack Attack, I had him up, but like I said, like, you know, it's hard to track everybody, and his splits, like, he wasn't doing that well. I can't remember what his first issue was, but DuckTales, he had just a horrible time, and he accidentally selected normal mode instead of easy and didn't realize it, and so he started dying, and then he went the wrong way or something. He was trying to like fix anyway. He said his DuckTales took 20 minutes, and that's an 8-minute run, so that's a bummer. But yeah, 30 minutes for SMB2 is pretty good. She was doing really well. I mean, yeah, a lot of people had trouble. Like, unfortunately, we kind of talked about it too. Like, I mean, Chippendale 2, like that boss was going to be a problem. But it kind of sucked because both Indy and Rich had like really bad RNG for that boss and put him just way out of it right from the start. And, you know, those two were like, if anybody could have kept pace with Yogi, it was them. And like they were kind of knocked out right from the beginning. And that kind of sucked. Yeah, Indy had horrible RNG and he died. So he had to do it twice. It's like, well, GG, you know. It's kind of similar to, you know, I mean, for a lot of people, like, it's kind of similar to what happened with Indy with Shadowgate, where it's like a couple big 20s ago, where it's like it really sucks, it really ruins your time that you would have had, but nobody was beating Yogi, so maybe it makes it a little bit less painful. But like TMR certainly could have come in third or fourth. Like he was going to be in that ballpark if that didn't happen. And he just never messed up that rap before, so he never had to up A before. Yeah, Iceman would be good. Like Iceman Jr. Junior Ice. Yeah, even Yogi's Contra was deathless. I mean, it's like what are you going to do? Like when Yogi's doing deathless Contra, and like I'd never seen Yogi do Tetris before, so it's like, well, maybe he'll, you know, show some mortality on Tetris, and then he started on level 15. I was like, well, never mind. it's like what are you gonna do, man? Yeah, he didn't do. I mean, that's the thing is like, Yogi is like so well prepared that he just knows what he like he's just the most prepared out of anybody whenever he does that stuff. Like even when he was like he did something in Ninja Gaiden and Mega Man 2, but in Ninja Gaiden he did something that that kind of like impressed Sinister. You know, Sinister is a Ninja Gaiden super fan, and he's like, what the heck is Yogi doing? He's gonna do that? Oh my god! Like, what is he thinking? You know, like he was doing some stuff that was really scaring Sinister. And he did an interview with him later, and I asked him about it. He's like, "What was up with that?" He's like, "I can't believe you did that." And Yogi's like, "Oh, I've got a setup for that." It's like, you know, he just had everything figured out. Like he knew exactly what he was gonna do. But that's exactly what happened in Big 20 number 10. It's like Indy, nobody was close to, like Indy was going to win Big 20 number 10. Like there was no doubt about it. Because you know, nobody else was in it. Like Cool Kid, Rich, like all the other people that were like competitors this time. I think most of them weren't in it for some reason. And like Indy's times were just blowing everybody away because Indy's Indy. And so it's like, well, Indy's going to run away with this thing, like no problem, slam dunk. And then Yogi joined at the last second because he'd been practicing offline, and Yogi just crushed him. You know, like it wouldn't, like even though Indy lost a bunch of time on a soft lock type of situation. Down a little bit, please. All right, that's a pretty big window there. Like when, like I would not have guessed that somebody would get sub 310 in the race. Like I thought 315 might win, and Yogi got a 307. It's like, what can you do? Yeah, he got a 307, man. That's a 257. When you take out the game swaps, that's a 257. Maybe a 258 flat. It was right around that, but like 257. And like I think the best overall like PB scores like was maybe Indy, and he had a 257. So if you took all the best PBs for all the games he played the entire time he practiced, it was what Yogi did on race day. So I mean, like, well, you can't compete with that. There was somebody in chat who was really mad about it. It was a really weird thing, but somebody was really mad about it. He's just like, I thought this was going to be competitive. You just have one person who's doing really well. I'm out of here, basically, is what he said. It's like, this is like he was mad that Yogi was playing well, as if it was like set up that way or something. I don't even know what. I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. I don't remember. I know the person. I don't remember what streams I know them from, but didn't matter. I timed him out. he typed that, and then he said, "I don't care if you ban me. It's true." But I'd already timed him out, so you couldn't quite see it. Yeah, Overswarm. He revised that. He was saying like 312 might win it. I think is what the last I saw him say. Like near the end. I mean, he did great. He got a 315. He got second place. I mean, Yogi wins by 8 minutes, man. It's absurd. Like, we were like, this is going to be the most competitive. And it was for second place on. But someone's going to have to pull Yogi's internet cable. God, it's so stupid, man. Yeah, I don't, you know, like I said, casual people watching, like, they're not going to know any better. They don't know who Yogi is. They just know they've been watching, you know, their favorite streamer for a month. And they're like, hey, this guy wasn't even on the spreadsheet. This is suspicious, you know? How do we know this guy's actually playing? And it's like, yeah, if I'd never heard of this person before, you know, that could be a valid concern, I guess. But I mean, to do what? To win nothing? Like, there's not even a prize. Yeah, thanks, Skittlebrow. Oh, it's so easy. I had no idea how easy this was. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know why he's cagey about it and why he doesn't stream it. Not really sure why, but maybe he just thinks he probably. I would have guessed that he just feels that his practice is not worth watching. But I mean, he still didn't tell anyone either. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's just like, he just wanted to be efficient, didn't want to deal with streaming it. But I don't really know. I think the movie will be good, Mr. Leo. I mean, Tom Cruise is flying the jets himself. I mean, like, it's the same director as Mortal Kombat, Mission Impossible 6, I think it was, and that movie was awesome. I don't know if you saw the last Mission Impossible, but it was crazy, man. And like, it had the same thing. It had Tom Cruise flying his own helicopter around. Like, Tom Cruise, you know, got licensed as a helicopter pilot, got his thousands of hours of credits for, you know, helicopter piloting so he could fly a helicopter around in the movie, and it was crazy. I mean, you'll go crazy, Apollo. Imagine if he was streaming it with all that interlacing. If he was practicing, I would be like, I would probably have to say, look, Yogi, please fix your capture. You're gonna win. Fix your capture, please. You could do this. I'm probably gonna die here. I can only take 3 hits. They wanted to be realistic on the descent here, so. It's pretty good, though. I think of the top 10, Yogi was the only one with an interlaced signal. I could tell you it's a good ratio. Of the top 20, maybe only 2 people had interlaced captures. I told, man, just like, oh, come on, man. It's so annoying how it shows. It's like, press start key as if something was going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Can we beat mission 2? It's just 2 bombs that get in the way. I should probably just fly out of the way of them. Maybe we should get even cheesier. And he probably had a hard time with that, Skittle Bro. Don't make light of it. He probably would have a hard time with that. Yeah, he does look strange without it. I mean, the long hair didn't help. The long, dark hair. What's up, Lance? So did you watch it, Mr. Leo? You watched it a little bit? How? You didn't finish it. Did you pay $20 for it? I'm playing from the capture right now. That's how skilled I am. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it then. I was going to say, if you paid $20 for it, you didn't finish it. Yeah, I mean, like that, like it pains me. It pains me that Keanu Reeves was probably the worst part of the movie. It pains me. Cool Kid, he did fine, but see, that's the thing. Like, it was so hard to track people very well. I watched him very intently for Metroid. It took him third try for Kraid first, and he was really hoping for a second try Kraid first. So like, he lost a couple minutes there that he could have saved. Like, he still got a 317, but that's what the difference was that. So if you do the math, like, he did fine probably on everything else, and he lost time on Metroid. Oh yeah, that's right, Castlevania. He was having trouble in Castlevania, which is crazy because he's one of the, he's got an 11:28. I think he's got the third best time of Castlevania of anybody in the Big 20. Yeah, I agree, Skittlebrah. It was like one of them was like, really into it, and the other one was just kind of like a teenage girl. Oh, speed up, shoot. I got my altitude and my speed mixed up. Dan, come on. I don't know. I kind of like that, Mr. Leo. I mean, like, that's not, I mean, there are, like, that's like the easy thing to do, right? It's like every movie's like, oh, this kid's this generation, like, they're this millennial. But like, there are lots of kids who are kind of, odd, like, outside of their generation. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that the kids were, like, so similar. Because I didn't really... Come on, man! You can't figure out how to get away from it. I mean, we can go, like, even cheesier, I guess. Just... Will this work? I think probably, Mr. Leo, they'd probably think, like, this is what Americans are like. What's up, the Haba? But you have my problems sometimes. You've probably been here for a while, I'm going to guess. Sometimes I'll open up a stream and I'll watch it for a long time, and then I'll I won't have said anything, and then all of a sudden it's like there's something I want to talk about, but I never said hi. So I'm just like, just out of nowhere, I'm like responding to something. People are like, oh, hey, you're here. I'm kind of curious if I'll hit 0 speed because I keep going down. Housework. Boo. Okay, speed hits 30. Yeah, I have seen clips of it since you mentioned it. I didn't know it existed, but I've seen multiple clips of it from various sources now. One of them being Red Letter Media. Sword of Omens. Give me fuel beyond fuel. Oh man, the one downside of flying this high, whenever this boss shows up, it's going to take like 2 minutes to fly down to where it is. A RoboCop TV show. Did you guys ever watch My RoboCop remake? It's so freaking good. It's so good. Like if you haven't seen My RoboCop remake, I highly recommend it. No, it's called My RoboCop remake. It's not My RoboCop remake, but it's called that. They took the movie, they divided it into like 15 or 20 scenes, and they doled it out to different film groups, and everybody recorded their own. They redid their part of the movie, and then they put it back together. And it's really good. I mean, like some of the, like there's some kind of puppetry. There's some like really low budget funny stuff. There's some like kind of way out there stuff. There's some musical stuff. I mean, like it's really good. It is free as well. But I mean, it's relatively high budget. We watched it on movie screen down here with some friends a few years back, and we had a really good time. I think the musical part was my favorite. Yeah, Parker Lewis Can't Lose with Corky Nemec, is that his name? John Panette, that comedian. Yeah, I watched Sliders. I've watched Sliders multiple times, Mr. Leo. I mean, it still kind of it has a cult following to this day. Corin. Come on, why isn't he getting hurt? Come on, what the hell? Yeah, I stopped watching it once they started like trading people out. I mean, it had John Rhys Davies in it. It had Jerry O'Connell. And it was a cool, it's basically, a quantum leap, but for Oof. But for parallel dimension stuff, I mean, it was a fun show. I liked it. Left. I mean, it's all the way over there. Haven't messed it up yet. Did you, Dan? I've heard that he's not a cool guy. I've heard some stories. Man, Mr. Leo is out of touch on the football. I'm probably more Patriots still. I mean, like, to be honest, I'm kind of mad that he left. Kind of sucks. And like, you know, I like Gronkowski as a player, so it's bittersweet. I did watch some of the game today. I watched the Tampa Bay game. But we'll see how long my allegiance to the Patriots lies. I mean, before I became a Patriots fan, I did not have a team that I liked in football. I would just watch whatever. I mean, like, I liked the Cowboys when they were good. I liked the 49ers before that. Like, I didn't have really an allegiance. Like, when you grow up in the Midwest, in smaller states, like, you don't have a professional team that you can root for, so you just kind of pick whatever. So we'll see if I've been a Patriots fan literally since the year 2000. So 20 years, but it's been 20 years of Tom Brady. So we'll see what happens. Well, that's understandable, Mr. Leo. They move around so much, and it's like every year they're like, we're gonna go here or there. Like, it's very difficult to keep up with it. I have a friend who never really was into football or anything, but he wanted to be. And he's like, I want to be into football this year. I want to learn about football and be a football fan. And so he was like, what team should I root for? He's like, who's the worst team? And at the time it was like, well, the Lions haven't won a game in like a year. And he's like, I'm rooting for the Lions. And he became a Lions fan. All right, here we go. Stage 3 with 0 lives. Yo, Bortles is the man. Whoa, look at this. Crap, already hurt. Can I do it like this? Nope, I don't trust it. I don't know. Where's Bortles.com? Anybody follow Blake Bortles on Twitter, maybe? I'm definitely going to die. A jetpack accident. Oh, there you go. There's your Bortle news from JRM. If you had Bortles and jetpack accident of 2020 as not making headlines, let me know. Yeah, like, bro, how'd you get that scar? Jetpack. Oh, you're just kidding? Okay. I was going to say, like, I can't believe I didn't hear about it, but there's a lot of things competing for our attention, so I totally believed it. That if he did, we would never have heard about it. We're talking about the, NFL football. It's the hockey. It's the hockey of the United States. Like I assume hockey is big. Like, I'm sure hockey's big in Russia. I'm in the national team and stuff. But you must have leagues and stuff, right? I don't know. Like all the great Russian players come to the U.S. It seems like to play in the NHL. So I don't really know what the situation is of Russian sports. Yes. Vaguely. All right, here we go again. God, it's so easy. I can't believe how easy it is. Well, unfortunately for Flipsider, I had these guys in college who lived below us, and they were big Bears fans, and we just couldn't stand them. So I don't like the Bears because of that. Like it just made us. We always rooted against the Chicago Bears because we just hated the guys who lived below us so much. Figure skating. That's true. Yeah, figure skating is big in Russia, isn't it? Thanks for the follow, JRM. TMR is into figure skating, and his favorite figure skater is one of the Russian figure skaters. I can't remember his name, but the guy, the kind of the biggest male figure skater, Russian figure skater of the last 10 years. I can't remember his name, but. Not getting any points from shooting stuff, but I am alive. I'm going to die immediately because I'm going to get shot. I have no health. Here we go. Yeah, when I lived in Oklahoma, we had to root for the Texas teams. But I didn't care about football at all, so.
Message.
That's the first time the Habba's ever typed something in a subscriber message, guys. Take a screenshot. Mark this moment. It's the first time. I can't get it. I can't get it. Dang it. Thank you for the 30 months, the Habba. Thank you very much. Well, we made it to level 3. Oh, soccer's the most famous. Well, I guess that's the same as everywhere else, but everybody loves soccer. I mean, do you have like leagues, like Russian leagues to follow, or do you follow like the same stuff like Premier League? I mean, we always hear about Premier Leagues and stuff like that. There's even cheesier. How do you do anything cheesier for the targets? Ba-boom, bang, bang. I should have put that in my title at the charity stream is Friday. But what about the? I mean, that's more or less what I was doing, although I was just to the right. You like basketball? There we go. So up and right? I mean, I was going up and it was working pretty well already. But what about my problem is the targets. Yeah. Maybe I should be using stronger missiles? I don't use them at all, so I guess I could use stronger missiles. I remember when Sharpie was playing Afterburner for SMS, I think it was the same way as this. Like, you could beat levels by just flying in a corkscrew. But it would take absolutely forever. And so he was literally playing 2 games at once. Like, he would just have Afterburner running like this while he played another game. What's up, Purple? Yeah, we're gonna watch Super USA movie time with Top Gun. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. I watched on the Blu-ray for Top Gun. Maybe it's on the DVD too, but they have like a documentary about the making of the movie, and it's really long. I highly recommend it. It's really interesting. Like it's like maybe an hour long, but it's really cool. They show like how they did a lot of the effects, how they did the editing. Yeah, I did okay. I had a pretty good time. Purple, hope you did too. Like they were talking about how like they basically changed the entire movie. And how awesome it was that they could oh man, my speed's way too low. Like they had to change the entire movie, but since everybody had a mask on their face, it was fine. So they just like kind of recut everything. But like the movie didn't make any sense and stuff, and they had to my altitude's way too high. Uh-oh.
What movie are we talking about?
What's up, Alex? We are talking about Top Gun. Oh, it's in 4K as well. Wow. Yeah, it was kind of funny because they I can't remember what they said exactly, but anyway, like the movie was basically all they did was they shot all the flying scenes without a script. Basically, was pretty more or less what they said. I mean, there was like either it was a different script or they didn't have a script. I don't remember what it was, but they just shot all the flying scenes, not just to gather footage, and then they basically edited that footage into a movie. And they said that, like, you know, the movie did well, so the executives came back to them and they were like, "Hey, can we make a sequel? Let's make a sequel. Let's do it on the cheap. You know, let's use some of the unused footage from the first movie, put it in." And the editors were like, "Unused footage? There isn't any." Like we used everything that we had. So thank you for the 16 months, Alex. Thank you very much. So they didn't reshoot the movie. It's just they shot it without a script, basically, and then they made the movie with the footage. I don't know anything about the new Top Gun other than I think we were supposed to get it relatively soon. We probably won't now, but I think it's filming again. No, actually the Mission Impossible movie is filming now. So they must have finished the Top Gun. Maybe. There's some things too important for safety, and that's filming movies, filming Card Sharks on NBC, and college football games. What up, Eddie Dingle? Actually, good luck, Eddie. That was my first mistake landing. I've landed like 5 or 6 times in a row. I've refueled every single time. It's going great. And it's relaxed enough that we can just talk about Big 20 and the movies the whole time. Did they put a plaque up? Is it on the street sign when you enter your neighborhood, the Haba? Home of the Haba. First person to land the plane in Top Gun. I would have felt really good about it. I tried to land it so many times. I didn't understand, like, I must have always died to the bombs. And so I didn't understand it. Like, one time I crashed, but I got to go to the next stage, and I thought the game broke or something. I was like, what happened? I was like, sometimes you can go to the next stage. Oh yeah, we're nailing this one. Boo! There we go. We have yet to get the high score. Of course, I haven't really been shooting things. Has anybody caught up with the boys since we talked about it last? Get out of my head! No! Okay. I'm not sure how... Yeah, it's really good, the Hava. It's really good. I'm not sure how the guy who plays Homelander is ever going to be in anything ever again. Like, I'd never seen him before in anything else. And I don't know how anyone's ever going to see him in any other role. Yeah, I've enjoyed that. I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is a little, like, it's got like that. If you watched Preacher, it's got kind of like that excessively gory stuff, like absurdly gory for humor stuff that not really into, but otherwise it's pretty good. Like one of the other students.
This is a beautiful party. You invited all my friends. Good thinking.
The one and only Ario. What's up? Thanks for the raid. How's it going? Good to see you again. What were you playing? I still have not finished Rockman Minus Infinity. Please forgive me. took Thursday off, and then Friday night I was prepping for Big 20, and then yesterday, you know, we were all watching Big 20 and cheering on Infinite Mystery and Shannonberry Blast, so couldn't stream last night either. Well, I wasn't going to stream anyway, Paula, so it's fine. Well, she didn't. She's not technically finished, Eddie. I don't know. I think at this point it's been enough hours. I think she probably is, but she. Warface. What does that even mean, Warface? What's up, Dominic, by the way? You said that he was playing Warface, and I did not know what that meant. When you said Warface, I was like, all right. I mean, sometimes we say RPG face. Yeah, I thought that was just like an emoji gone wrong, right? Yeah, she didn't finish Ninja Gaiden. I mean, she was on World 6, Act 6, but I mean, you know, Act 6 is the game. And after she was, you know, 25 hours in at that point when she got to it, I think. So, like, her hands were falling apart. Her nerves and brain were frazzled from all that time. So she was like, you know, she just had to take an extended break. And she's going to see if she can come back to it. But at this point, I would say she's probably not. But last I checked, she had not forfeited yet. So we'll see. Yeah, 6-2. I mean, that's what happened to me. You get stuck in 6-2, and then you finally get through it. And then you get to the boss and die, and it's like, oh, I'm back stuck in 6-2 again. Free-to-play first-person shooters. Okay. Yeah, well, Booster was being a good helper. I'm glad he was assisting. Yeah, he was delivering the hot burritos when needed. He was like, you know, he was the ring man. He was the Mecha Richter to Shanna's Zallard. Yeah, coffee boy, sandwich boy. It was cool to see, you know, her getting a lot of viewers. Nice. I mean, I said from like day one, I was like, that I thought she could be like a very successful streamer. I was like, I'm just getting in on the ground floor here before your stream blows up. Woo! Man, that takes so much concentration. Oh, I knew she was going to get it, Eddie. I was 100% positive. 100%. Yeah, I got a message asking me about that, and I was like, I'll give you a report. So I wrote up a big report about it. About what they could do with the setup there. I mean, they typically raid Infinite Mystery. I mean, they have almost every year, and so I kind of figured like, well, if she's doing it too, maybe they'll give it to somebody else anyway. And plus, Bad Breaks, he's a big fan, so. Yeah, I think she's planning on getting an NES. So she wants to keep the CRT, which makes it complicated. So we'll see what happens. R.I.P. to those wavy lines. Yeah, well, typically, I mean, usually the raid isn't, that big a deal because, when you're 6 hours into the stream, like, a lot of the people have finished. The stream had been winding down for quite a while at that point. So this was kind of a unique situation with so many people. It was like, very, very busy that entire time. So there was still a lot of active people watching and interacting just because, it was like somebody was finishing like every few minutes. It was crazy. It was cool that they had, I think that's the first year that Sinister One has done commentary. It was cool that they had him on there. If you can get Sinister One or Blecky, you got to do it. Yeah, exactly, Flipside. I wanted it to be a relaxing game. I wanted to play something relaxing. Yeah, you know what they're probably saying. I was like, wow, they got Sinister One for the pre-show and the commentary. Mike the Swan coming through at the end saying he liked, unprompted, saying he liked the pre-show. My man. Yeah, we hadn't got a chance to like test it like at all, so didn't surprise me. I'm glad I was looking at chat. Like people had said that a couple times in chat, but I didn't pick up on it right away. But then when I finally noticed in chat, someone said something about it. I was like, oh, he must be. And then I unmuted the stream for a second to confirm it, and I was like, oh, okay, got it. Well, it was a miracle. Someone in chat actually, helping fix the stream. It was really probably the fourth or fifth person who said something, but that's what it took because that's who I saw. Yeah, I know, Eddie. I did not understand that at all. I'm the one who timed him out. I was just like, what is this? Like, it was the weirdest. It was the weirdest complaint I'd ever seen. Like, I could definitely be like I definitely see someone saying like, oh man, it's kind of a bummer that it's not as close as I hoped it would be. But it was said in a way like they were mad. They were like, why? Like as if there was something in anyone's control or something, you know? Like, it's like you're watching ESPN and you're like mad at ESPN that the game isn't close. You're like, hey, ESPN, I thought this was supposed to be a close game. The heck, man. Yeah, but no, it's fine. You could be good at like. It's like if Tiger Woods is really good, you wouldn't be mad at the PGA, right? You would be mad at Tiger Woods or disappointed in the situation, but like, he was mad at like, I don't know, like the event or something. I don't know. It was weird. Yes. Yes. Like he wasn't mad at Yogi. He wasn't mad at the other people in the race. He was mad at the event. At least that's what it sounded like. I don't know. I see that person in chat all the time. They say hi to me and stuff, so it was weird. Come on. Please, 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 please. Yes. Yeah, don't you? You're too mad. You're like, this is supposed to be a really competitive race. Someone's winning. Now, we were trying to make excuses for people about the chat. And I can't say, I was distracted at points. I was watching a lot of streams. Were there people in the stream requesting TMR on the stream? Like, where's TMR? Why don't you put up TMR? I did not see it, if so. Or like saying like, hey, how about you put TMR up, huh? I didn't see any of that. Yeah, at the very beginning, he was very close. Like when people were tossing out like who was where, but nothing like, just show me just cuz. Does the YouTube crowd, do they know? Do they know about the Big 20? Yeah, I mean, it's a little different when he's in first. Like, I think if someone air to see combat, shoot. What's going on here? Like, when someone's in first place, I think it's totally fair to say, hey, this person's in first place, just to let them know, because they're asking for help. Otherwise, right? It's unrelated to that video, Eddie. It is unrelated to that video. It is it's an ongoing meme. And it has been for years. Guys, we still have all our lives. What the heck is that? Like, it may have been worse because of that, but it's always been a thing. It's always been a thing. Oh, gee, what the sea of blood? Oh my god. Back off. Well, that was the thing. Yeah, there's so many people, and there was like 10 people at the beginning of the race. There was like 10 or 15 people within a minute of each other, so there was a lot of back and forth. You know, things started, you know, after the first half hour, so things started to sort itself out much better. Like, they did a good job. It was kind of funny, like, right at the end, when they finally got one of the famous streamers up on stream. He actually was not in the right place for that. But they put him up on screen, but he was actually behind by a couple seconds. And I was like, oh man. If they have to pull him off stream because he wasn't actually in six, like they had all the top 6 that were still playing, and he was in 6th, you know, and he was actually in 7th at that point. It's like, dude, if they have to pull him off the screen, it's going to be a riot in chat. Yeah, TMR was in first, I think, for the first, like, in through Ninja Turtles, I think he was in first. So at least the first half hour, and then like he was in the top 3 maybe for the first hour. Yeah, it wasn't just that he would have been up on screen for a second and taken away. It's that he was up on screen for the game he was known for. So it would have been like worst case scenario. Yeah, Prissy lost a lot of time on Tetris. No! I heard Indy did too. I did not get to see Indy, but I think someone said Indy was doing level 18 or something. Why would you do that to yourself? Yeah, Timor had a good Chip and Dale. Like he was ahead of his PB pace through Chip and Dale 2. No, I mean, it would help you do it faster, but I mean, like, you're trying to save a few seconds. Final target, final target. All right. Still have like 2 lives left. Dude, what was that space shuttle game for the NES? I think that's the one Virus Returns picked in NES Mania. That game was awesome. It's like Space Camp, Space Shuttle. No, it was called Space Shuttle. Like it was a space shuttle simulation game, Space Shuttle Project. Yeah, something like that. It was really cool. Like, it was really cool. Got him! Got him! Got him! Yeah, it's like educational but fun. It's like fun, edu-functional. Oh yeah, we're nailing it. Speed up a little bit. Let's go! Let's go! That was a space shuttle I was shooting? Mission accomplished. Oh, we still did. We were 400 points shy of the high score. Yeah, I agree, Flipsider. That's like my favorite type of thing for sure. It's one of my favorite things we've ever done. We played a like the mystery tournament. Kirk Q made a special setup for the mystery tournament, and it had like 20 games, like 20 ROMs, and he had it set up so it would load up one ROM at a time in a different spot. So like he could create like where you started, what the situation was, sort of like a save state. And then when you accomplish the goal that he set, it would automatically kick you into the next ROM. And so it was really cool. And it even had checkpoints and stuff. So you would, if you died, like, because one of the games is Holy Diver, and if you made it to a certain point, like, it would kick you back to a checkpoint. You had unlimited lives. It's really neat. And then at the end, when you finished everything, it had a stat, like a screen, like a result screen, where it showed you what you died on and what your time was, like your total deaths. It was really cool. Yeah, I like a blind so you don't have to practice. That'd be my thing too. But their idea for the like a future Big 20 was just to like kind of maybe reuse these games over and over, like every year, so people wouldn't have to practice as much if they didn't want to. More people could kind of get used to it. So I mean, you could kind of get familiar with the games over time. Which when they first said it, I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But like the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe that's not the worst idea, actually. Yeah, I don't think that's that bad of an idea. I mean, like if you knew, like, because like for me especially, it's like if I knew a year from now that those are the games and it's going to be one of these types of goals, like that gives me like a year to get familiar. Like it would make it, you know, everybody could kind of prepare, like be somewhat ready for it. Like I could be good at Ninja Gaiden in a year, right? I mean, like, and it would still be competitive. These top people would still make it competitive. I don't know if that makes it more competitive or it just makes it more of a sure thing that like Yogi's going to win or what. I don't know how that would work, but I don't think it's the worst idea. Well, they're going to do, they would do both flip side, or like one of them would be, you know, the only thing is like there's not, you know, there aren't 20 blind games. And if they do 20 games that nobody knows, it really makes people not want to do it because they're like, I have to learn 20 games that I've never even heard of before. And if you've never heard of them before, they're probably kind of crappy. Like it just kind of ruins it. Yeah, well, if they don't know Yogi, I can understand that, but who is this mystery competitor? We'll see. They'll try different things. I mean, like, you know, as long as they're willing to still do it. Like I'd say, it really felt like coming up with the games list was what was like the hard part for them. So, but I feel like they could let other people do that. Like if that was too taxing or too much trouble, you know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's not like, it's not like we don't know that there's been, you know, highly skilled, well-known people who have done stuff like that, but it wouldn't really make much sense for someone like him to do that. And that's not the angle that the people were coming from. Yeah, it was funny. He's like, how do we know that's the same? Like the person is actually the one playing the games and not someone else. It's like, well, you think Cool Kid is going to have someone else play for him and it's going to be better? Because if people were talking about like webcam, like if people didn't have their webcams on, it's like, who's Cool Kid going to get? Who's going to play better than him? Like, what's your concern here? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and I mean, if it's someone, you know, getting a 5-hour run, like, it doesn't really matter if it's really them. Like, what are we really complaining about here? Yeah, I mean, you could replay a VOD PB or something. I did think about that a little bit because, like they did when they did one of the Chase the Records or something, they made a request of everyone like right before the stream started, where they had to do a specific thing in the game to make it that no one could have known about, to make it obvious that it was them playing. But this was because it was for money, right? And so they wanted, you know, the temptation could have been high for someone to have pre-recorded themselves, and so they asked them to do something in the game that no one would normally do, so that it would made it obvious that it couldn't have been a recording because they wouldn't have had enough notice to do it. I did kind of think about that with the Big 20, like if there was something like maybe they tell you, like on one of the game swaps, you have to take a minute for a game swap, and you have to load into or name. Like maybe in Zelda, you have to name your file a specific name or something, like just something simple like that, just to prove that it was done the day of. I think that would be a good idea. Might recommend that next time, just to have it as like one less thing for anybody to complain about, where they're like, hey, this guy's playing so well, you know. I was trying to think of what that could really be, but like naming your Zelda file, I think is a good idea. Like if you named your Zelda file, that's not something you could have done in advance. As long as there's a game like that, but just something simple like that during the game swap, if you have somebody, reset to a certain screen or whatever, something unusual. I think that would be reasonable. All right, you guys ready for some Top Gun? Yes. Prove that it's legit by soft locking in Metroid, please. But like Metroid, you could have done that too. Like you can put in a code in Metroid. Like you could have had somebody put in a code that doesn't actually affect gameplay or something like that. There's little things like that. I'm sure like out of the 20 games, there would be one game where you could do something that wouldn't affect time that someone could do. Like in that it was Mega Man 11, which is where they didn't do that, and there's like an auto scroller section in Mega Man 11, and they asked them to use a sub weapon during that auto scroller section because there's nothing else to do there, and you don't need the sub weapon, so you can just waste it. Something simple like that. See you later, Mr. Leo. I'm sure you could find a copy of it somewhere. I beat it, Dan. This is the ending. Dan, this Top Gun, by the way, it says it's broadly available. So if you are signed up for Prime, it may just work for you. It says, so anybody internationally or anybody outside of the United States, this may work for you.